It is now 2023, and it's been a rough 2022. It's been a rough couple of years ever since the pandemic, but have higher hopes for 2023 in regards to everything in my life, including my career choices, and being able to do the things that I miss being able to do. And of course, the most important thing is being around good people in my life, my family, my friends, and I got to make sure that I'm able to work that in my life as far as visiting friends and family. And, right now with my line of work, doing electrical work for a electrical contractor at these job sites, it's now become a 6 days a week job instead of 5, and they've extended extra hours now. And a lot of this happened because of what's been happening in the the whole East Coast. You go from South Carolina here in Georgia into Florida. There has been a lot of damage from storms. So a lot of construction companies have been going from South Carolina into Florida, and construction companies down here in Georgia going into Florida. So there's a lot of local construction companies that are going different places to help rebuild, do electrical work and construction. So it's been really, challenging for me because I'm trying to stay safe while doing what I know how to do. And I have some big plans for 2023, and that is to get out of doing the electrical work so I'm not, exposed to the general public, being around people, putting my health at risk and those that I love and care about at risk, because I feel like working around people putting me at risk, considering my history with my health, like I said, I'm trying my best to stay as healthy as I can, but I do have some issues, and there's some very important people in my life that are immunocompromised. So I have to look out for them as well. And so 2023 brings on a, new hope for me, because I feel like it gives me a whole fresh start. And I've already started that by moving down here to Georgia. So I feel like that was the biggest step, was moving down this way for better job opportunities, lower cost of living, and hopefully, things work out doing electrical work. I've been under a probationary period, which is, kind of like a trial. And I'm just not liking the environment where I feel like I'm so rushed. I feel like I got to move fast. And when you move fast, you make mistakes. And that's just me. I get clumsy. So, and it makes it harder for me to do the things that I normally am used to doing when it comes to my free time. I enjoy, my daily walks. I enjoy, being out in the nature. And there's so many things that I love doing. And I feel like working for a company restricts my freedoms to do those things. And the most importantly, I want to have the freedom to be able to visit very important people in my life. And, the greater the distance, the more time off that I need. And when you consider what's going on in this world, I'm not going to get into politics, but we all know there's sicknesses going around, viruses going around, mixed feelings about these things. Everybody has their opinions, but I am a very cautious person, and I care so much about the safety of those around me. So, I don't take any chances. I don't want to bring any risk to anybody. So there's got to be that time where I'm isolated for a while to protect people. And so that keeps me alone. And I feel like I'm alone now, but at the same time, I do have nature that keeps me company. And I don't feel like I have company when I'm working, doing electrical work. When I'm around construction environment, I still feel like I'm in my own world, trying to just get my work done and not be communicating too much with people, but you have to. On the job, you have to. So that's one of the reasons why 2023 is pushing me harder to get away from having to work for somebody and turn into working for myself. I've been successful at working for myself for so many years, and I've got to find my path to that success again. The pandemic had really taken that away from me, and the market online got saturated, just the internet was saturated with people doing remote jobs, online work, and this whole Google thing and publishing and all that, and my doing e-commerce and the web designing. And there was so many different things I was doing, but it's so saturated now. And trying to mix in making YouTube content to entertain you guys, because that's one of the hobbies I've always loved, is taking a camera and recording stuff, to share my creativity and put it on a platform that brings it to people and it introduces more people in my life, and I get more friends. And I've made so many friends through this YouTube platform, and it's an amazing experience. And I'm very thankful for the platform, because it's opened up a new world for me. I was able to, see different kinds of lifestyles and see different cultures, through YouTube itself. So it's kind of like opens the window to the world, and you don't feel like you're just isolated and, cut off from society, because you can see what's going on in different countries, and you can experience so many different things and learn stuff, and I like to contribute to, teaching people how to cook, how to do healthy things, healthy lifestyle, exercising, both through YouTube content and through my websites. So, those things are ways for me to bring some value to the community on a educational and creativity aspect. So that's something I love to do. And me, I sometimes take things to an extreme when it comes to content creation, because I love to be creative. And you saw the kind of videos I made in the past. And, I enjoyed the content we made as a family in the past as well, and going on family trips and sharing some of those moments with you. But my life was not always about sharing everything that goes on in my life, because we always wanted to have our sense of, privacy and just have our own time and not have the world know everything we do. So, I've always been a very protective person, a family member, a parent, of even a protective of friends when it comes to, what we do, where we are, all this stuff, because, we don't need to share everything that goes on in our lives. So, we go on vacations, don't always have to share it. When I'm going to say I'm going, to say California, I don't always have to share it. And if I do, maybe I share it later after the fact, so a lot of those things, just to kind of keep people from being nagged and bugged by people that are just maybe more infatuated with what's going on in other people's lives. You got people that get way too curious. You got some fans, you got people that are, really love you as a content creator and want to know more about you, and you might even get stalkers. And unfortunately, I've dealt with that before, and I've always been very protected to make sure that, stalkers never harass my family. And of course, you saw a lot of content in regards to stalkers, and like I said, YouTube is a platform for entertainment. So I would always advise you, when you watch YouTube content, to take what you see and hear with a grain of salt, because not everything on YouTube is real. That's just the way it is. But anyway, this whole new year that I'm starting for 2023, it's going to be a whole different change for me. I have to just break away from the past and the stress and the worries and the uncertainties. And I got to stop letting things get to me. You know what I mean? I got to stop letting things slow me down, because I feel like what happens is that I end up so stressed and overwhelmed that I forget who I am as a person and what I'm capable of doing, and how strong I am as well. And me being able to get past those obstacles and just go full speed ahead is something that's very important. And I'm trying harder this time to worry less about my health problems, my health uncertainties, anything that's genetic, that's passed down to family that I have fears of, and the fears and worries that I have about those that I love and care about in my family, because I worry so much about people that I care about. And so all these things, they compile, and it just creates more stress, and it takes a toll on your body. So I try my best to stay positive, and I wanted to make this New Year's resolution video about New Year's and about a new start, because I moved here in South Georgia to have a fresh new start, and ended up getting a new place. I put a lot of love and energy and time into this home. Echo, turn on kitchen lights. And there was a lot. I mean, I painted the cabinets, okay? That was a lot of work doing cabinet painting. Doing the countertops, you know, it was nice having this kind of countertop instead of what was going on before. And I spent a lot of time putting in the backsplash, which was a project in itself. I mean, big time. And painting. So I did a lot of stuff because I had the resources to do that. You know, that was, you know, having some leftover paint, you know, knowing how to get stuff really cheap, and the know-how to do those things. Like, I'm like the guy who can do plumbing, who can do electrical work, could do painting, could do carpentry, you name it. I know how to do those things. So I'm able to not worry about having to hire someone to do things, and I do it myself, and it saves me the stress, the money, and also the fear of somebody coming into my home, scoping it out, or possibly somebody who's sick with some kind of illness, and then I get sick, and then somehow I pass it to someone who I care about, and that's not what I want to do. So the whole New Year resolution for me is to get away from working in the public with people. No more electrical work. I'm going to finish doing my job, doing electrical work, but I am pushing hard to be successful on my own as my own boss, so that I don't have to put myself at risk working in an environment around people and being pushed to do things fast when mistakes can happen. I don't have time for mistakes. They don't have time for mistakes when you're working for companies. And it's something I don't even want to get into, but that's why I'm working hard at staying where I am, doing the job. You know, right now, I have my time off because it's the New Year's, and tomorrow I don't have to go in, but I got to go in the day after tomorrow. But in the meantime, I have been working on getting my life in the right direction. It's not like I haven't been going in the right direction. I just need to get past these hurdles, these financial hurdles, these things that were holding me back, and the stress and the worries and the uncertainties, and me just not having enough confidence in myself to be able to succeed again. And so I know I can do this. And so that's why the New Year's has more meaning, but at the same time, it's a new year. It's, my health insurance kicks in again for the whole new year. And of course, taxes and all that stuff, it's a whole new tax year. So there's that side of it as well, which is, not the good side of it. So I try to emphasize on the positive side of the new year and not the negative side of, prices going up, the inflation, all that stuff that you deal with every year that goes by. But that's the situation here. And I just wanted to share with you guys. You're amazing, and you've followed me all these years through the YouTube platform. And I'm just glad that you're able to do that. And I'm trying my best to be more consistent with content, but I've been so busy. Ever since I moved down here, I found a job and I've been working, and it's been consuming my time all week so that I have the weekend to make YouTube videos. And of course, it may be confusing when you guys are watching my content and say, wait a minute. They might see my hair color might be different. My hair might look longer, and whatever the case might be. I did share some clips throughout the last month or so in my recent video when I went to go visit my best friend Omar, in northern Florida. And I was down in Florida prior to that as well. And I was visiting another friend because I was actually looking for a job opportunity and, just kind of feeling things out. And like I said, I didn't want to have to commute to a job, but this particular one, this was the home base, but they had places that were in northern Florida as well, but this is the place where I had to actually go. And I was preparing myself to actually have to drive into northern Florida, which to me is not too far from this side of Georgia, because it's like I'm right on the border just about. So with that said, I ended up staying overnight in central Florida, and I was staying with a friend of mine, and I was exploring the neighborhood there. So it was pretty interesting, seeing the neighborhoods out in that way and experiencing the night walks. And I shared that in my recent video when I was visiting Omar, because it's kind of like out of sequence. You look at something like, wait a minute, so now you're walking a neighborhood at night, but you were just here, and then what's going on? And that's what happens. I pull clips from like a month ago or this time, and then I'll end up adding them in the end, because it's like, oh, I forgot to upload that, or I didn't have time to upload it. So if you see scattered content once in a while, and maybe my hair looks different, or maybe in a different place, it's because it's from a different time. So I know sometimes that creates confusion when you see me here and there. So yeah, you'll see me hopping around in Florida once in a while, and you see me here in Georgia. Yeah, you'll see me in different places, and it's because the timeline's all over the place, because I'm all over the place, in the timeline. But that's just the way it is. Anyway, I got to go do my neighborhood walk. I need to get some more steps and just enjoy my time off. We were supposed to actually work tomorrow, but then like the last minute thing is like, oh, we're just going to go in. We're just going to go in the day after, because it was going to be like a half day. Then they just changed it to this day off. So I'm not complaining, because that's just one less day I got to stress about that whole thing, and gives me more time to work on doing the thing that I really want to do. And my best friend, one of my best friends, he's going to guide me. I do have several best friends that live near here, like in the other side of the state line into Florida. And I got some that live in, South Carolina. So either way, so I do have some opportunities that are on the table, and I just have to continue to push hard to make things happen, so that I'm able to have my freedom to do the things that I enjoy and be able to visit family when I want to, because that was one of the things that really broke my heart. And I did a video about that last night. I did a live stream on Up to Speed Media about how my heart was broken, because the winter weather has taken me away from visiting my family. And, I had that whole week off, from my job, and it was like perfect timing to get away. But then, of course, the storm, the blizzards, the ice cold, the negative temperatures, that took that opportunity away. It made it totally dangerous to even commute or fly or drive, however you do it. So I felt stuck and heartbroken, because I wanted to make Italian stuff and healthy foods. But if you want to know more about that, my latest live stream I did last night, bringing you guys into the new year, it's on that channel. And you can see a lot of the good vibes, a lot of the love and support in the comments there. And anyway, share your love, share this on YouTube, share it on social media platforms, wherever you may share it. Let everybody know that I'll be here trying my best to make YouTube content as much as I can. I'll work it in my busy life, because like I said, once I start on this new trajectory in my new career path, I'll have more time to be able to do the things that I've always enjoyed doing, and also have more time to make YouTube videos, which is a win-win, right? Is it a win-win? So that's my situation. And also comment and let me know what your New Year's resolution is. Let me know what your big plans are for the new year. What are you going to do? What are you working on? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to be visiting a friend of mine who had, he had bought a farm, and he's got a house on a farm. He's having the house built on a farm. He has, new farm animals, and I'm gonna be going over there. I don't know if I'll be going over there today, maybe tomorrow. But if I do, that'll make me much happier because I'm alone here. It's very quiet, and I miss being around family and friends. So maybe I'll get to hang out with them, and maybe we can put our heads together when it comes to ideas and things like that as well. Because like I said, there's some things that are in the making, and hopefully I can get back on track again. I have amazing people in my life, amazing friends, and I want to be able to have the freedom to, if I want to go somewhere to visit my family, I don't have to worry about some job or some boss telling me, well, you got to take off, you can't take off, you can't go here, you can't go there, and worry about all the other risks and elements that are involved with working around people. So my New Year's resolution, like I said, is all summed up in this video and my previous live stream I made last night. So check it out. And I'll try to do, when I do my editing, I'll try to remember, like when I have segments of videos from different time periods, like that go back a month or 2 months from the actual time that my videos uploaded, I'll be sure to like put a little text in there that shows you the date and location of such clip so that you're not confused and you're like, wait a minute, so you were here in South Carolina, then you popped in Georgia, then you're over there in Florida, then you're here and there, and like, I'm so confused. Like, yeah, because sometimes I just put all my clips together and I could be anywhere at any given time during those 2 months. And like I said, a month ago, I was in Central Florida. So check it out anyway. I got to go. Take care. Be safe. You guys are amazing.